Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Paola and today I am bringing you the 7th installment in the 12 Days of Christmas series that I am doing. Today I'm bringing you a long overdue book haul. The story of this book haul is that in August I went to Houston to celebrate the release of It Sounds Like This by the one and only Meriano, and I went to 3 bookstores and a 4th place that is not a bookstore but has a lot of books for sale. So I'm gonna take this in chronological order, and the first place that I visited that had books was Goodwill. Shout out to Goodwill because they had an amazing selection. I was not expecting it to be that good, and I'm very excited to show you guys. So this first book is It's Kind of a Funny Story by Ned Vicini. This is a hard-hitting YA book about a kid who checks himself into a psychiatric ward after a suicidal episode. It says here, Ned Vicini, who himself spent time in a psychiatric hospital, has created a remarkably moving tale about the sometimes unexpected road to happiness. I have seen this movie with Emma Roberts and Killian, I think that's his name, and I loved it, and I've been wanting to read the book for a really long time, and I was ecstatic that I found it at a Goodwill for like $2. Brown Girl Dreaming by Jacqueline Woodson. This is a novel in verse and it has deckled edges, so it makes it look like an old book with really chunky pages. It says here, award-winning author Jacqueline Woodson shares her childhood growing up as an African American in the 1960s and 1970s. Touching and powerful, her story is both accessible and emotionally charged. Each line a glimpse into a child's soul as she searches for her place in the world. I remember when this came out way back in the day, not way back in the day, but whenever it came out, and a lot of people were talking about it, raving about it, and I never was able to get my hands on it. So I'm very excited that I own it in a sort of a floppy paperback with deckled edges. Next up, I got 2 books by Lori Hals Anderson. The first one is Speak. It says here, Melinda Sordino's freshman year is off to a horrible start. She busted an end of summer party by calling the cops, and now her friends and even strangers all hate her. Months pass and things aren't getting better. She's a pariah, the lowest of the low, avoided by everyone, but eventually she'll reveal what happened at the party. And when she finally speaks the truth, everything will change. This is about rape, and it's about, I think, like selective mutism. Is that what it's called? When a traumatic event sort of makes you not want to talk anymore. I think that's the accurate description for this book. I've been meaning to read it. It's been adapted into a graphic novel, and I've been meaning to get my hands on it for such a long time. And you will not believe me, but this book was originally $9.99, and I got it for $2, which is amazing. I can't wait to pick this up in 2023. And I also got Prom by Lori Hals Anderson. It says it's a Cinderella story, as only Lori Hals Anderson could tell it. Ashley Hannigan doesn't care about the prom, but she's the exception. It's pretty much the only good thing that happens in her urban Philadelphia high school, and everyone plans to make the most of it, especially Ash's best friend, Natalia, who's the head of the committee and has prom stars in her eyes. The faculty advisor is busted for taking the prom money. Suddenly, Ash finds herself roped into putting together a gallant dance out of absolutely nada. But she has help. From her large and loving, if exasperating, family, from Nat's eccentric grandmother, from the principal, from her fellow classmates. And in making the prom happen, Ash learns some surprising things about making her life happen too. This sounds like a lot of fun. This one I got for $1 and I love the feeling of used books. I think that's the main reason why I got it, and I just noticed that this is like texturized and embossed. Is that how people say it? As the same as the name of the author. Next up, I got Sing Unburied Sing by Jasmine Ward. This is a part ghost story, part road novel. This historic National Book Award winner is a dazzling journey through Mississippi's past and present and an epic tale of hope and survival. I also remember when this came out. I also remember a lot of people raving about it. So I absolutely need to prioritize this one as well. I love saying that and then never reading them ever. Like that is my toxic trait, saying that I'm very excited about the prospect of reading a book and then never touching it. The Throne of Fire by Rick Riordan. This is the second book in the Kane Chronicles. This is hardcover in excellent condition. Like, look at it. No damage whatsoever anywhere. And it was $5. I wanted to cry tears of joy when I saw it. I was like, give it to me. Look, it was originally $19 and I got it for 5. I feel so good about myself. And finally, the most amazing sale that I got out of Goodwill, The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin. It says here that it is about The City We Became tells a revolutionary story of culture, magic, and myths in contemporary New York City. Every great city has a soul. Some are ancient as myths, and others are as new and destructive as children. New York City, she's got 6. This, first of all, I've been dying to read something, anything by N.K. Jemisin for a really long time. And when I got this, Anna's husband recommended me that I read N.K. Jemisin. And when I saw this book that was originally $28 for like 5, I was ecstatic. This one has a little bit of damage, just like water damage over here, but nothing too serious. So the fact that I got it for $5 was honestly amazing. I need to visit more used bookstores in the US of A when or if I ever go back. That was Goodwill. Then I have the Brazos book haul. And first, I want to talk about It Sounds Like This by Ana Meriano. I did not buy this. Anna very kindly gave this to me as a present. I love this book so much. It is about Yasmin. She is sort of like the Snow White. She's not sort of. She is the Snow White of the story because this is a loose Snow White fairy tale retelling. And it is about, like I said, Yasmin, and she accidentally gets the entire low brass section of the marching band kicked out. And so now she and 7 other freshman kids have to step up to the plate and make the marching band good again so that they can and play games and stuff like that. So this is about friendship and love and the different kinds of love, I should say, that we can express and that we can feel, and how that is different for everybody. It is about questioning, it is about undiagnosed disabilities, it is about friendship breakups, it's about queer Catholicism. It is phenomenal. Phenomenal. I highly recommend anyone and everyone read It Sounds Like This. Next up, we got, oh, I forgot to brag that this is signed. Look at it, look at it, look at it, look at it, look at it. Oh my god. Ta-da! Signed by the one and only Ana Meriano. Very grateful for that. Shout out to Anna for being the best. Next up, obviously, I had to talk about This Is How We Fly, also by Ana Meriano, with the new tagline, Quad Ball isn't for turfs. This is the paperback edition, the floppy paperback edition. I have the hardcover over there. And this was also released in 2022. And this one I had to get because if you know me, you know that I love paperbacks. The floppier, the better. This one obviously doesn't have the entire floppy factor to it because of how chunky it is, but it is also personalized and signed. Very excited about that. Oh, I forgot to mention that I got this book and the rest of the books that I'm going to show you in this section at Brazos bookstore, which is where Anna launched her book. And it was fantastic. So many people turned out. I had a blast. I will leave a link to that down below. Next up, we have a couple of middle grade books. The first one is Paola Santiago and the Forest of Nightmares, which is book 2 in the Paola Santiago series. And The Way to Rio Luna by Zoraida Córdoba. This is a love letter to everyone who believes in magic. Oh my god, look at it! Anna blurbed it. I just realized. I'm so sorry. I got distracted by that. This one is about siblings, and this one is spooky and in the vein of like Percy Jackson. It is published by Rick Riordan Presents, and the third book came out this year, actually. Very excited about these two books. I love middle grade. I wish I prioritized it more. And finally, I think that we have two YA books. One that I unfortunately cannot dive into a lot because of the HarperCollins strike that is currently going on. I will leave a link down below so that you can check out how to support them. But if you are a book reviewer, if you are a reader and you like sharing your thoughts online, please do not cross the picket line. The HarperCollins Union has asked book reviewers to refrain from posting their reviews until the strike is over. That being said, this book was published by HarperCollins. It is The Lesbiana's Guide to Catholic School, Last Night at the Telegraph Club by Malinda Lo. This has won a bunch of awards that I just sort of realized how many awards it has won. It is a chunky book, but look at how floppy it is. And it is historical fiction. It says Lily who can't remember exactly when the question took root, but the answer was clear the moment she and Kath Miller walked under the neon sign of a lesbian bar called the Telegraph Club. America in 1954 is not a safe space for two girls to fall in love. Red Scare paranoia threatens everyone, including Chinese Americans like Lily. With deportation looming over her father, Lily and Kath risk everything for love. I am dying to read this book, first of all, because it's historical fiction, and second of all, because it is lesbian, and third of all, because it is by Malinda Lo. So, wish me luck, because this is another book that I really want to prioritize in 2023. Next up, I'm going to show you the books that I got at Blue Willow Bookshop, which you are all encouraged to buy, but discouraged of reviewing because they're all by HarperCollins. The Black Flamingo by Dean Atta, All the Things We Never Knew by Liara Tamani, and Confessions of an Alleged Good Girl by Joya Govney. And finally, I went to Barnes & Noble, as if I hadn't already gotten so many freaking books. Anyway, the first one was also published by HarperCollins, so once again, encouraged to buy, discouraged to review. Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli, and A Song Below Water by Bethany C. Morrow. This was published by Tower Teen, an imprint of Macmillan, and it says, a captivating fantasy for today's readers. Bethany C. Morrow's debut YA novel, A Song Below Water, is about two sister friends discovering their magical identities against the challenges of misogynoir. I am dying to read this book. Like, you have no idea. I saw it at the Barnes & Noble, and I was like, I need it. I need it immediately. And I'm really upset that I didn't get the follow-up. I don't know if it's a sequel or if it's a companion, but I'm really bummed that I didn't get it. I was just very scared about my financial choices towards the end of my trip. But anyway, I'm dying to read this book and all of the books that I just showed you. Let's see if we can hold them all up like people do in their own book haul videos, because what is the point of a book haul if not to pose with a ridiculously heavy load of books? I already know that I won't be able to hold them all. So let's see. Oh god. Oh. Ta-da! And there's a couple more below. Yay! We did it! We filmed a book haul. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below if you think I should prioritize any of these books. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to check out the description below for links to my Patreon for early access to all of my videos, exclusive videos, a newsletter, and check also the description below for the linked to the HarperCollins Union strike.